Welcome back, everyone.
Glad to be back. Yeah.
Wait, we're still invited to this thing?
We made it to 3. It's 3 times we have been in everybody's presence and we haven't killed each other yet. So I think we're friends, right? This is what friends do, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Totally.
We've known each other a long time. I think we're way past the friends point.
We're family?
Are we?
Yep, there we go.
Is this what friends do? So, just so everybody knows, I forgot to mention at the end of last week's episode that once the characters made it into the keep, they leveled up to level 2.
Woohoo!
Huzzah! Woo.
Now, normally, you would have to regain spells, to regain hit points and things like that. You would have to do a long rest, which is usually about 8 hours. But due to the module recommends just leveling up the moment you get to the keep. So instead of having that 8-hour long rest, we're going to say that the time span between last episode and where we're starting now has been about 2 hours. You get all of your spell slots back. You get your cool level up. You get all your HP back. And you guys are even more powerful. So, how about we just go around the room really quick and introduce ourselves, and then we'll talk a little bit about what things that your characters get as you leveled up. So let's start with Kayla.
Okay, I'm Kayla. I play Celestine Peacechild. She is our war cleric, and as such, as we came into the castle, not many people noticed. It was extremely hectic, but she carefully took the piece of robe that was still somehow attached to her belt and flung it on her left shoulder to cover the insignia that is on the left shoulder. And as she walks in, and all the craziness, we make sure Usarker gets to healing, and she spends the next 2 hours meditating and praying. And as such, she gets a new feature from her class. It's called Channel Divinity. There's 2 parts to this. There's Turn Undead. So basically, I can attempt to make any undead around me within 30 feet flee from me for a minute. And the other one I get for Channel Divinity is Guided Strike. And for that, pretty much once a rest, a long or short rest, I can make an attack roll and gain a +10 to that roll. And so that's pretty sweet.
Is that just for you, or is it for everybody?
Just me.
Just you. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, power granted to me by my god. And otherwise, I get another spell slot, and I'm actually still trying to figure out which spell I want to prepare. So, yes.
Cool.
I'm David, and I am playing Lord Usarker von Pride. He had a awfully rough first encounter there with the kobolds, and is entering the keep in the lowest of style, carried over someone's back, bleeding out on their clothing. It happens, but I suppose it's better than rotting in the street, which was the other option. Close to death experiences maim some men, cripple them and wound them, but I think Usarker instead has risen to level 2, which means that he will now have access to Action Surge, which of course allows him to act again during a turn.
Cool. I'm going to cut in right here just for a second, just to mention to the audience that we are not using XP. We are using milestones, which is why all of this is happening. So, all right.
I'm Ashlyn. I am playing Izzy, the Air Genasi fighter. Like Lord Usarker von Pride, she also got Action Surge with her level 2. As soon as she entered the keep, she basically just made sure that Linan and her children, Taryn, Willow, and Reggie, that they're okay, and introduces herself to Kuth, who looks badly injured. And then other than that, just keeps an eye on these new companions that she has found and makes sure that Kurt's okay, because Kurt's her childhood friend. She cares about his well-being.
So speaking of Kurt, I'm Ander, and I'm playing Kurt Bernhard. He is a human barbarian. And I'm also level 2. I got Reckless Attack and Danger Sense as a barbarian. And so what he's doing as we come into the keep, he is super worn out. He came in at like 1 HP, I believe. So I think he finds a corner and flops down and like falls asleep right there. With Whiskers the cat curled up in the crook of his arm.
That's a really nice nap.
Yeah.
Izzy's a little bit jealous, I will admit.
It's one of those
Whiskers
things.
given up on escaping and is now resigned to just being your prisoner?
Well, I think that
Whiskers is equipped. Whiskers doesn't have a choice anymore.
No, we had a very strong bonding experience in battle. Is that I rescued Whiskers in her time of need, and she too rescued me in my time of need.
So going back just a little bit, what exactly does Danger Sense do
Yeah.
for you?
And
Reckless Attack, you said, right?
Reckless Attack, basically I can choose to give my opponents an advantage on attacking me in order to gain advantage on attacking them.
Okay.
And specifically using strength. And Danger Sense gives me advantage on dex saving throws, as long as I'm not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Nice.
Awesome. And the most important question of the night, what does Whiskers look like? What kind of cat is Whiskers?
Ooh.
So I'm envisioning Whiskers off of your cat, Ginger.
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
That would
Just
make
because that's the
sense.
first thing that jumped into my
Yes.
mind.
To the audience, I do have a cat named Ginger.
You need
She
to
lives up to her
describe
name
now.
and her fur color.
Yeah, so she's a ginger cat. I don't know cat names.
Is she of ginger temperament?
Maybe, yeah. So she's like a fireball when she needs to.
So basically, my cat.
Yeah,
Okay.
Does
Yeah.
she have long, shaggy hair?
yeah. So big, furry, and
Fluffy
yellow,
orange kitty
fluffy. Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
I don't know whose cat this really belongs to. Maybe Ginger was a stray.
You
I've
don't
taken it-
know.
I really hope so.
I mean, Ginger does have a shiny on her neck, according to the kobolds.
Yeah.
but
Did have like a
that's
little bell around
But
its
maybe it was
neck.
just urchins playing pranks on the wild animals in the streets, and she doesn't actually belong to anyone. Or maybe the kobolds killed her previous owners.
yeah, that's an option.
Embrace
All
your,
of these are options.
embrace your inner adventurer.
Not really good
You
options.
just,
I'm sorry.
you looted someone's cat.
Well, I guess maybe it'll be a side quest among the quests to find the owner of Ginger.
And
not
until
Ginger.
they show
Whiskers.
up as you
Whiskers.
trump across Faerun, it's your cat to keep.
Yep.
All right.
Ah, Whiskers. Maybe she will become the 5th party member.
Already done.
She's equipped. She's already here. All right. So, just a recap of last episode. You all engaged in battle. Lots and lots of battle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much battle.
This is the entire episode.
You guys ran ahead to give Linan and her family space to run without being ambushed. The first battle went pretty well. You guys did very, very well. The second battle, though, unfortunately, Usarker fell unconscious. Celestine managed to stabilize him, but Kurt went down after that in the third battle as well. But managed to stabilize and get back to 1 HP. Because of a natural 20, correct?
Yeah.
On
Yes.
stabilization.
It was so awesome.
Which was because Whiskers came by
And licked your face.
and licked my face.
Yes.
That's the infection reason.
So you all made it to the keep through sheer determination and luck. And as the doors closed behind you, you looked on into the chaos, wondering what would come next. Now, let's just take a moment and imagine if this were, say, a TV show. The screen goes black. Usarker, you have a fever dream. What is going on?
All right. In my dream, I look about and am sitting in the study Uncle Ergosa always kept to himself in Pride Hall. The room is just like I last saw it in every detail, with the most strange and bizarre trinkets which Uncle had acquired in his hobby as a purchaser of antiquities. The smell of fine leather mingled with that of ancient tomb dust and the old wood of the house. I could have lingered for hours in that room, as I had as a child growing up, surrounded by the voodoo casks, finger traps, and other endless oddities with which Ergosa whiled away the time. However, my attention was drawn to Ergosa himself, sitting comfortably in his favorite chair, one he claimed was taken from a Netherese tomb. In my dream state, the fact that he had a blue dragon's neck and head was only a passing curiosity, and not cause for alarm. I wondered at the Lacertalian features, and pondered whether the species could be related. Uncle spoke to me in his usual boisterous manner. "You seem to have gotten in over your head, boy. Stabbed in the guts by looters during a raid, collapsing into the dirt, waiting to die, unknown by anyone, with nothing but a mass grave awaiting you?" I frown, not at him, but that he's correct, and I must defend myself. So I tell him, I thought if I could rally fellow warriors, we would triumph, being better equipped and likely more skilled than the creatures. I was wrong. "Wrong?" Uncle Erbosa questioned. "Nothing you said there was wrong. But you forgot that whenever you gamble, you might lose. Whenever you put yourself in danger, you might be harmed. That's why kings don't lead from the front, and even still surround themselves with their most loyal followers. If you act as a common soldier, standing shoulder to shoulder against the foe, then your fate will be the same as the common soldiers that day, and when the gods draw straws for the dead, yours will be in the bundle to be drawn, no different than any other. But, uncle, how can I make a name for myself if I do not take risks?" He chuckled. "Of course you must take risks, though you must mitigate them wherever possible. Gather allies, make deals, beg, bargain, and promise for every advantage. And in the end, take the risk with wise courage, knowing what you are getting into and what you might lose. And maybe you will come to nothing, dying along the road during a raid. But that's the cost of reaching upward towards the bright, burning sun of glory. You might just be burned. But I think you got lucky this time, boy. If you are dreaming of me, then you must not be dead. Dreams are for the living, after all. So, when you wake up, don't thank Timora. Thank those whose hand pulled you to safety and tended your wounds. And by Baal, remember to be wise. There are worse things than kobolds in a dragon cult. That's why I cut ties with them in the end." The dream was ending, but I noticed that at the end, Uncle Erbosa's head was no longer a draconic fanged maw. It still wasn't his own head, though. In tune with dream logic, it had become a fiendish visage, wreathed in lurid fire, sweeping out like wings behind him. And then I awoke.
So, Sarkar, as you wake up, you hear, "What do you think? Do you think he's going to be okay?" And your eyes pop open, and you see two clerics standing over you, and one of them sighs in relief. "Oh, thank goodness. We thought we had lost you. How are you feeling, sir?"
I've not often sprung up so rapidly from an injury. I must take a moment to compose and examine myself. At this point, I sit up on, I assume, the bed where they've been attending to me, and begin to inspect. Do I have any injuries, wounds? Is my equipment stripped from me to examine my body? What do I look like?
So your equipment was removed so they could get to your wounds a lot easier. And you're still in your clothes, though. And you don't really have any blood on you. They have cleaned you up. They've done all that stuff. You mechanically are at full health. But you may end up having a few scars left over from this. Behind the two clerics, you see a little girl and a little boy who are frantically whispering to each other. And they look over at you, and then they smile brightly. And the little girl runs off down the hallway and says, "He's awake! He's awake!"
Do I perchance recognize these children? being...
You do. The little girl who ran off is Taryn, and the little boy who's still looking at you with awe and wonder, his name is Reggie. They both look to be about the same age.
I smile at him. Now that I am returned to health, the life fades from my flesh and it becomes much less red now that there's no blood on it. It's not exactly a pleasant grin, though I do make it be so.
Reggie looks at you, and he's kind of gripping his shirt kind of nervously, and he goes, "Sir, are you okay? You saved us. Are you okay?"
I was only assisting in saving you. It was a group effort, kid. And do not worry. It appears that some god must have decided to spend a little bit of power in my direction. I suppose I should thank his priests. I nod to whomever it was who seems to have been done the spell.
Yeah, the two clerics now are pulling out like bloody bandages that were on you at some point, and they are slowly taking all these instruments and stuff away. Reggie, he kind of slowly moves towards you hesitantly, and then ever so slightly holds out his hand to give you a hug.
Aww.
This is a strange behavior as far as I am concerned, so I stand stock still and wait to see what this child has planned.
He wraps his arm around your torso, and you hear kind of sniffling. "Thank you. I was so scared. I was so scared you were going to die. Thank you." And then he quickly pulls away and rubs his eyes and goes, Thank you. And then he mentions that his mother probably needs to find him, and he embarrassedly runs off.
Hold on a moment there, Reggie. Before you leave, could you perchance direct me to your other saviors, assuming any of them survived?
He hesitates a little moment and then nods and motions to you to follow him.
I follow.
All right, so as this is happening, you guys are in the middle of the keep. Let me pull that picture up to you. You guys are actually right in the middle of the outside where the...
Looks like the middle of the courtyard.
Yeah, basically the middle of the courtyard. You have been asked, since most of you were not severely damaged, except Kurt, but you managed to wake up during this. You were told that the governor of Greenest had heard about your deeds and would be arriving shortly. So you guys have spent your time doing what you guys said you were going to do during these the couple hours, give or take, and you are basically waiting for his instructions. As you are waiting, Reggie, the little boy, comes out. Again, he's kind of wiping his tears. He looks his eyes look a little red, and Usarker follows afterwards.
He lives!
Berserker, oh thank Tempest.
Yes.
Your wounds weren't too severe.
No, it seems that through the miracle of doling out gifts, the gods have seen fit that I should walk once more.
I'm very glad, because you were super helpful in that fight. Like, tons.
The rest of you seem to have gotten along well and no worse for the wear.
I am right as rain.
Nothing that won't heal.
Whiskers is currently perched on your shoulder on high alert, preparing for anybody who may come and dare attack you.
Is she an alarm cat?
You said
She is
An
now.
alarm cat.
Okay.
By owning this cat, you now have the alarm feat. Nothing can sneak up on you.
Oh man, that'd be
there
awesome.
you go. This one thing that cat can do, the alarm spell.
Wakes everybody up in the vicinity.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it can't tell any friend from foe like the alarm spell can, so whenever someone comes within 25 feet of you, it goes off.
Doesn't
The
matter
cat
who they
just
are.
has a very, very specific definition of friend.
Mm-hmm. So anybody who isn't Kurt, you
Right
get a
now,
paw to the
right
face.
now, it's very specific and only Kurt. So yes.
Just a tentative like caress to wake you up. Cat caress.
And then snack.
Which is something my cat also does to try and wake me up.
Oh, boy.
But that's because it's feeding time.
Very much so. 5 a.m. every morning.
Oh.
So, what does it sound like? What's going on outside?
It still sounds chaotic.
This is only 2 hours later, right?
This is only 2 hours later. You are kind of briefed on kind of what's going on. You do see patrols up on the top of the...
On the walls?
On the walls, yeah. And you do hear the sounds of battering rams on the front door and kind of in the side area. But to you guys, as you've listened, at first you were a little nervous that they were trying to get through. If they had wanted to get through, they probably would have done it by now. It sounds more like it might be for show at this point.
Do we still hear a roar of a dragon intermittently?
You have for the last couple hours, but slowly over time, the dragon has appeared less and less.
Okay.
And you've noticed that a lot of people are now no longer afraid of it. And it's kind of more of a staple at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there for the fear factor.
Amazing the things that you can get used to, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
People have basically figured out the dragon is not attacking. It's just there. So they're really... Every once in a while, you'll glance and see the dragon, and people will glance up, but they're not running.
This adds weight to my theory.
It does. As you guys wait for another few minutes, you do see somebody coming down the stairs from the walls. He has dark hair, dark long hair. He's kind of balding kind of at the top, though, so it's kind of like a weird mullety thing. He's wearing a blue cloak. And in this picture, he has a goblin in his hand, but it's actually a crossbow at this point.
Yeah,
You do.
makes sense.
Yeah, you have noticed this guy. You just didn't realize that this was the governor. You have noticed him walking up and down the wall, but every time that the dragon came out, he went back inside.
What?
A good leader doesn't lead from the front. Or you get sniped by lightning.
So he comes down, but as he comes down, you do notice that he has bandages on his head and his arm is broken, and it's in a sling.
Not so far from the front, apparently.
Not
That's
far
reason
enough,
enough to
perhaps.
get back inside.
Yeah.
The man approaches you and says, "Hello, are you the adventurers who helped some of our citizens get through the wall?"
Yes, we are. It seems that it is thanks to your people that we are recovered. And you are, sir?
Pardon my manners. My name is Governor Tarbaugh Nighthill. And this man looks to be about in his 60s.
Okay.
And as you can see in my notes on the projector at the moment, yeah, he's in bandages and arm is in the sling. He's about 60 give or take a few years.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for helping my people. This came out of nowhere. It looks though that the raiders aren't necessarily trying to kill us, thank goodness. But unfortunately, they have completely surrounded the keep, and we have no access to any other villagers. I don't know what's going on out there, but they do not seem to be trying to attack us here. I have created some teams to go out and try to get more villagers in through a back door, but unfortunately, none have returned yet in the last couple hours. Would you be willing to help?
Kind of look around to the group.
Celestine nods.
Yeah?
What is this help that you require? By the way, my name is Lord Usarker von Pride. From the Baldur's Gate region is where my family hail.
Nice to meet you, sir. I see you are doing well. Last I saw you, you were unconscious in a bed. I'm glad to see you
Knives and
up.
blades will do that to one. Yes, I'm thankful to your clerics that I'm here.
So, what kind of aid do you need, sir?
We are trying to get as many villagers into the keep as possible, but like I said, the scouts that I've sent out unfortunately have not come back yet. I don't know if that's because they are being detained or if they just haven't been able to make it back. I have been told by the keeper of the keep that he may have a way to get everybody in, but unfortunately nobody has tried to come back yet.
So, quick meta question. The keeper of the keep and the governor, I guess, are obviously two different people.
They
the
are two different
does not
people.
normally live here?
He does not.
Okay, got it. Okay.
The keep, he mentions that the keep was built to, just in case there was a siege.
Okay.
It was built to bring all of the villagers in, and they had, reserves and things like that.
It's
to
a storm shelter.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. But up until this point, he mentions that this has never happened before. This is the first time since Greenest has ever been as a city. This is the first time that this has ever happened.
Okay.
If I may, while we traveled through the raid in order to get here, I did not see a single guard, nor soldier, nor knight. What forces do you have at your disposal in this time?
He points to the wall and he says, "We have archers and crossbowmen up at the front and up at the up on the walls. If somebody gets in, we do have some guards to push them back, but unfortunately, everybody was scattered, and I do not know the state of the rest of my men." And as you look up, you do see there's about 20 archers and crossbowmen up at the top. And as Celestine, Kurt, and Izzy, you have noticed that there are people changing in the guard, so they change every half an hour to 45 minutes or so. So there is military here, but you do think that potentially they are very thin.
Okay, and maybe not used to this sort of a disaster, so they may have
Yes.
He's a peaceful folk.
they may
Yeah.
have been a little disorganized and not as quick to get to their station as they should have.
Right.
Okay.
And just as you guys are talking, a guard actually comes up and he says, Sir, we have a report for you. And he hands Governor Nighthill just a little piece of paper. And as the governor's reading it, his brow kind of furrows and he starts to look very, very nervous. And
That's not good.
He looks at you and he says, "The guards have spotted a new threat. Raiders are trying to set fire to the town's mill. If it burns, we'll lose our stockpile of flour, and we won't be able to grind more for months. Like I said, I'm trying to assemble defenders from here and the keep to defend it through the rest of the night, but that's going to take time. You'd do us a great service if you could get to the mill quickly and drive away the raiders before they can set it aflame. You'll need to defend it until our forces arrive to take over, but it shouldn't be more than 15 minutes behind you. Will you guys help us?
Do you have horses?
We have a secret tunnel."
Cool.
That'll
I
work.
think that will work.
Perhaps not as fast as a horse would have been, but very well.
It's a small town.
Yeah, so as he points
You
to
don't
a
get
map.
the horse.
So he points to a map and he says, the mill from here is about 500 feet away, but if you go through the secret tunnel, it'll be about 1,000 feet away. So it's not too far away. I just need time to assemble people.
Is that north, south, or north, east, west? I
So
guess?
if you're looking at the keep right now, it's actually directly south of you,
Okay.
and it's on the lower bend,
Cool.
Just after the river.
just before the river. So yeah, so he mentions that there's a secret tunnel. You don't know where it deposits you, but he does tell you that it's a little bit further away.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
So if he looks like he's getting ready to shunt us off rapidly, I'm going to demand to have a map that explains where we come out of this tunnel.
Or a guide.
He says, "I unfortunately don't have a map available, but I do
I
have."
do. I hold up my map.
So helpful.
He says, I actually don't know where it is, but the keeper of the keep does know."
I'm so glad.
And he turns to the guard and says, "Please grab Escobert." And the guard says, salutes and says, "Yes, sir." And then he runs off. He says, "This will probably take a few minutes if you need time to prepare. You
If
have
you
time
have a
now."
servant who could assist me in restoring my armor to functional capacity, I would be appreciative.
He looks past you and goes, Jacob, help this man with his armor. And Jacob goes, yes, sir.
I'm going to go back to the hospital or wherever my armor was stored and get ready.
All right. So as you're getting ready, we'll say that due to help, it takes about 5 minutes rather than the normal 10.
Jacob's that good.
Jacob is that good.
I should hope so.
You should see what his salary is and see if you can beat that salary and just have it like always.
Just hire him to be your personal
Squire.
squire. Yeah.
You know, that's actually a class feature for the night background.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. You get a squire following you around.
Or the variant, you get
Exactly.
3.
Ooh.
So, when you come back, you do see that there is a dwarf running up to you. This is him. He goes, "Hi, everyone! My name is Castellan Escobert, the Red. Nice to meet y'all."
Please tell me his voice is actually that high.
It is that high.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's fantastic.
And you're a little put off because you assume that this stout man should have a deep voice like
Yeah, he looks
the
all kinds of grizzled.
stereotypical dwarf does, but
Urgh.
no, he does not.
no.
Izzy is not making any judgments.
How may I be of service, sir? Escobert. By the way, it's spelled Escobert. And so I look at it, I'm like, Escobar.
Yeah,
Like a
that
French-
makes sense to me.
And this is the Castellan of the keep.
Yes.
Very well. I will say to him, Castellan, we understand that you are the one who has knowledge of the secret passage. We need to know how to get into it, and I hold out my map where it comes out.
I can help you with that, sir. And he says, follow me. So he heads down. So in the keep, if you look, the secret tunnel that they're talking about is actually right here. There is on the east side, there is a storage room that looks that basically just looks like a storage room. It's got, barrels, it's got bags of flour, and it looks like it hasn't been touched very long. For a very, very long time. And he pulls up his keys and he says, well, the last keeper of the keep, he was supposed to make sure that this tunnel worked, but unfortunately, that hasn't happened. And it might be a little cobwebby.
Cobwebs do not bother us.
Okay.
Torches. Torches are good.
And he says, all we gotta do is move these piles of stuff, and the door is right behind here. So he starts moving barrels and things like that.
I help him.
Also,
Okay.
Same.
Yes, no reason to be idle.
So it really only takes you about 2 or 3 minutes max to move all this stuff, and you do see a door. He puts the key into the lock, and he looks like that he's struggling to turn it. So you think that yes, it has been a very, very, very
Oh,
long time
no.
since this door has been opened.
Oh man.
So he opens it up, and you hear, and
I think the hinges need to be oiled.
yeah, you guys start thinking, if nobody knew about the secret door before, they do now because of that sound.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very loud.
You know the gnomes have an invention, WD1?
That'd be
It's
too
the first, it's the first iteration, but it does wonders for squeaks like that and other stuck things.
Does it now?
Go ahead and make an insight check when you say that.
Is he like writing it down on a piece of paper?
Insight is +4, so that is a
Ooh.
13.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they have something that would work very well. And based on his mannerisms, you think he dated a gnome and got burned.
Oh.
Oh no!
So
This
he's
is real bad.
That's not happening.
yeah, he got burned real bad. Yeah. I'm sure they do. So yeah, the tunnel is most likely is single file, and the when you guys go through, you will get to what looks to be a grate, and this and he goes on to tell you that this tunnel was basically disguised to look like a sewer grate, but it actually has access to the river. So if in case there
Okay.
was a siege, they could
Get water.
get fresh water,
Okay.
and nobody would ever know.
Nice.
He says, now I've never tried to open up the grate before, but here, and he hands you, he kind of jangles the keys and he kind of pulls it off and hands it to Usarker and says, this should get it open. Good luck though. It's I don't know if it's ever been opened.
I nod.
Thank you
Oh,
for
boy.
helping us, by the way. We really do need that mill. And he kind of salutes you and he scurries away.
Okay.
Bye, Escobar.
Bye.
Once he's gone, I say, since nobody has been down here in a dwarf's lifetime, we should be on guard. Who
Agreed.
knows what's in the tunnel?
Okay.
Hopefully only small little creatures if the grate on the other end's held.
Or an ooze.
So if
True.
you guys...
You want to poke ahead with your poker stick there?
I can do that.
Or do you want me to go first and then you poke behind?
You are very sturdy. Perhaps if you went first and functioned as a bulwark and a shield, that would be wise.
Sounds
Oh.
good.
And also, while you guys were walking and talking, I forgot to mention this. He does tell you that on the map, you see where that keep is?
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that the tunnel itself will lead you right to where, on the east side, do you see where the bend is closest to the keep? It's the most northern portion,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
On
Kind
the
of by
eastern
number
side.
2.
right by number 2. That's where that comes out.
Red Dirt D&D brings you the world's greatest role-playing game with an Oklahoma twist. Join 4 adventurers as they travel into the Caliban frontier to map the Wild West region for the Dwarven Train Barons. Elves and orcs collide with saloons and sheriffs in this actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast featuring local actors and veterans of the game. The first episodes are coming soon to your favorite podcast location, so make sure to subscribe so you don't forget. You can find out more information at Red Dirt D&D on Facebook and at reddirtdnd.com.
Hi folks, Ashlyn here with a quick announcement. From everyone here at Powered Crit, we want to thank you for listening and supporting the show. And just like adventurers who sometimes need a little help with fighting the BBEG, we need your help too. By telling your friends about Powered Crit, not only will it give you a DM inspiration, but it'll also help me, you, to level up to 20. So, here's the plan. Between episode releases, each person who tweets about the show and uses the hashtag PowerWordCrit will give you a shout out in an upcoming episode. Thanks, and on with the show.
So we've got several hundred yards, I
You
guess.
have about 1,000 feet, so it's not
1,000?
too far away.
Okay. So between going southeast and then a little bit southwest, following
Yes.
the river. Okay.
By the way, since we had noticed that we were doing all this, Izzy did put on her leather armor.
Okay.
'Cause she-
I think armor only takes like a minute.
yeah.
I also found a nice bag or pack or something like that to put whispers in.
You have a little haversack?
Yeah.
Little baby carrier.
It's the first pet carrier.
It's canon. You have created a pet carrier.
Okay.
From the courtyard, can I find a 10-foot pole?
Very easily, yes.
Excellent.
Cool.
Celestine, that was your name, I believe.
Yes.
Perhaps as we go into the dark, anything dangerous or odd-looking, we could test it with this stick, I say, and I hand it to you.
Okay. Can I wield a 10-foot pole and my shield at the same time?
Or just hold the 10-foot pole
Yeah,
in one
or
hand.
I can just hold the 10-foot pole.
And
Yeah, I think you wouldn't
Need-
be able to do the shield.
Okay.
I don't know.
Usarker's
I'll make a
mentioned-
DM call and say no to the shield, but I will look it up later to find out.
Okay,
How's
cool.
that sound?
Sounds good.
Because
Okay.
I know if you have like a glaive or something like that, then you cannot have
you
a shield.
cannot wield
Yeah.
it.
If it functioned like a spear, then it would, but a 10-foot pole is probably longer
No,
than the
it's
spear.
big.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty big. Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Okay.
So I will not pull out my shield. I will just wield the 10-foot pole.
Okay.
And I will take out my crossbow.
So go ahead and make note of that on your AC because your AC is down 2 because you don't have that shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as you guys can see through the picture, this is a lovely fan-made picture of the old tunnel, because the book itself did not have one. It's dark and dingy and gross.
The fan art is very lovely, so kudos to the original artist, whoever it is.
Yes, very, very much so.
Hmm.
So, you guys are starting here, obviously.
Ooh,
In the
okay,
tunnel.
got it.
In the tunnel.
And the tunnel is only 5 feet wide, so you can only go single file.
Okay. Is it
So-
tall enough for us to walk without?
Yeah, you don't have to. It's like I said, it was built to gather water, so it's walkable.
Okay, good.
But it's also part of a defense where only one person in single fire can get through. So that means you could pick off people if they try to get through.
True.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I need a marching order. Who would like to be in front?
Celestine.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark this right here.
And Isidore, you said you had a crossbow,
I do.
which you can use in close spaces.
Longbow?
I do have both a longbow and a crossbow,
remember.
but I'm going to use my crossbow this time.
So
Okay.
perhaps if you were in the rear, it may not be possible to fire regardless. But in close quarters, it might be hard to dodge, and so Celestine's heavier armor, and perhaps my heavier armor, would be superior. So perhaps Celestine, myself, Kurt, would you like to be in the back, or would you like to be third?
I can go ahead and do third.
Okay.
In case you need me to, if we have trouble with the grade, I might be able to take care of that.
Very well.
So as you guys are going down, what are you guys thinking? What's going through your head? Because you're now under a time crunch, and you guys aren't even from here. You just met a couple hours ago, and now you guys have been tasked with a mission to help save a city that you don't really have any ties to. What's going on in your guys' head?
Well, Izzy is definitely thinking, this isn't what I signed up for. I really hope Jaden's okay.
Yeah, it's similar kind of thing. Like, I'm happy to help, but like every moment here that we're not going forward is wasted. But it is the dragon cultist, right? Or cultist of some sort, 50 people. So maybe,
Maybe they know where Jaden is because
Yeah.
they're the ones who abducted him.
yeah,
The jerks.
maybe this is kind of whispered conversation between
Yeah.
Izzy
Yeah.
and Kurt of like something like.
Do you think if we question them, they'll tell us where Jaden is?
We may have to find somebody in the upper ranks or something like that. Because
Probably. I don't.
I doubt any lower level.
Yeah, none of the cultists we fought against seemed like they would have known anything of that kind of information.
Is that like
And
a
they probably
pyramid
don't even know
scheme?
his name. I don't know.
That pyramid
Um,
scheme thing? Or is it a ziggurat scheme?
Ziggurat scheme.
Yeah.
But the ransom note given to the Prazios?
Prazios,
Prazio.
yeah.
The ransom note given to the Pravios said to come to Greenest, right?
Yes, and the
Okay.
date was signed for the day after this.
Okay, so we're still on
Oh.
schedule. So we're okay.
I didn't even know the date. I just heard Jaden was in trouble and I came.
That works.
Yeah, I've got a note.
And it's like, no, here.
Master Prazio just told me that his son was abducted, and I said, "Not Jaden," and I ran out the door.
It's very dark, so he's just waving around a paper. You can hear it rustling.
Can you see
I'll
in
duck
the
that back
dark?
in my shirt.
Is he?
I don't-
Do I have dark?
I don't
None
think
of us have dark
anybody- I
vision.
don't think anybody
Nope.
in our party has dark
I
vision.
don't think
3
so.
humans and a
And an air genasi.
genasi.
Speaking of which, we're gonna cast light, and we're gonna cast it on the for now the end of the pole.
Aww.
I am
The
not
moment is
walking in the
over.
dark. What?
The moment is over. We were almost a normal adventuring party that carried torches.
I mean, I thought about it.
Well,
I did.
Although I think
about
light,
it.
you can only do like a 5 foot by 5 foot. Is that right? I
I
can't
said
remember.
Do it on the end of the pole. Or tie a string to the pole.
It is
Yeah, tie a
a
rag on it or something.
20-foot radius.
Mm-hmm. But what kind of object can you put it on?
Oh. One object that is no larger than 10 feet in any dimension.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, so you're fine.
Ironically,
Specifically,
you're fine.
yes, you can.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
If I needed to, I was just going to
I
tie a
have been
piece of
playing
cloth
this
on
around
the
my
end.
whole life.
You have a glow stick.
I
A
do.
10-foot glow stick.
It is currently
By the way,
Take
what
that to a
color is
rave
it? You
party.
can make it whatever color you want.
blue. We'll go with blue. I was thinking red for Tempest, but red is really difficult to see things in.
Actually, red is considered the ideal color for seeing things and not getting light blindness.
With dirt?
Just saying, if you're in the dark and you don't want to get light blindness from a sudden flare or something, red
What the
is
military
color.
does. They'll use red light for reading maps at night.
Would our Usarker like red?
Usarker says nothing as you make your blue light.
Okay.
He will let you.
This was all David's commentary.
Yeah, this was a David comment.
Would David like? No kidding.
I don't think I've ever actually had a character who used red light and then tried to argue an advantage for it.
No, it's probably a it's a modern thing, and nobody would know of it necessarily. I
The
don't
light's gonna go out as soon as we get close to the end of the
Well,
tunnel.
It's okay.
anyway.
This is D&D.
They didn't have wizards.
Celestine should make it
capable of
whatever
making
color she
different colored
wants.
lights.
She's gonna go with blue because
Maybe it should oscillate between all the colors.
Oh, gosh.
Color loop.
Oh no, yes, it's those color changing lights
I mean,
where
light's a
it
cantrip,
goes
right?
into one light and then goes into the next, and yes,
Oh no, it's
Well-
a cantrip. Make it blue.
make it pink.
Well,
Anyway,
as you put this light on, you hear, and suddenly you
It's okay,
see
Whispers.
on Earth.
you see
only
two
with these
swarms,
whispers.
actually two swarms
Shoot.
of rats that are coming directly
Oh,
for
gosh.
you.
Oh my
Roll for initiative,
Are
everyone.
these like giant rats or normal size rats?
They're normal size,
Why
you're-
are
but they're swarms.
fighting them?
but they're swarms of rats.
They don't
okay.
like blue.
Apparently, I should
They are
have done
very
red.
much
Red.
against blue light, and
Should've done
Celestine
red.
has insulted their family with this light. All right, so first off, Izzy,
That's a 10.
Celestine,
7 with my lovely -2.
Usarker.
6.
Oh, good. I'm
No. Kurt.
doing okay.
Also 10.
Wow.
But Izzy's got a higher dex.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Izzy does, so I will make you.
After the fight,
higher
can
on
we
this
go
one?
back to what our characters are thinking? Because Usarker, I would like to talk to Usarker about strategy. But
Say that again.
after the
Current
fight.
strategy is don't get eaten by rats.
Well, no. After the rat fight.
The journey through the tunnel strategy.
All right,
The,
so
the mill strategy.
luckily
And that
for
check.
you, the rats rolled really low.
Oh, good.
So first up, Izzy, what
Hi.
do you do?
Well, I'm in the back and all the rats are in the front.
You can see them.
Can she? I mean, at minimum, there's cover from
There's light.
each person between you.
If she looks really, really far, she squishes up against the right side of the cave. I'm
You
sure she
could
can see it.
spider climb on top of the wall and fire from above us.
I don't think that's an air genasi.
You go, everybody duck.
Not.
Oh no, you're right. You could levitate.
But why would I levitate in this tiny tunnel when no one else can see me?
It's all right. I'm sure if she holds out, we could bribe them. Does anyone have cheese? We could bribe them with cheese.
All right, so I drew
I didn't
them
bring
on
any.
this wonderful PowerPoint map that I have made. And ignore that yellow line I just accidentally did.
And there's one behind you, Izzy.
Oh
That's
boy.
12 swarms of rats right behind you. You somehow
I was
missed
like,
them.
is that the king rat? Is he come to take me?
Yes.
If it's a
They're trying to
nutcracker?
take you.
Better find that piece of cheese.
Guess what, everybody?
All right,
this
Izzy.
is the Christmas special.
Izzy, what are you doing?
I have my crossbow out, so I'm gonna hunch over, aim low, and because I'm assuming that no one has their legs spread out the entire 5 feet of the tunnel.
We hope.
Doing the splits.
yeah. So,
So if you try to do that, you are firing through 3 people.
yep.
So they're going to have a bonus to their AC if
Uh-huh.
you try to do that.
Okay. What we're gonna try. Oh, that does not hit. That's like a 9.
Oh, you just missed.
Even with the partial cover? Dang.
Oh, that's right. No, you don't. You totally missed.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
Close.
Is there
I was
anything
like,
else?
Dang. What is their AC?
Tracy's 3.
This isn't an ooze.
Does this have 3 AC?
Gelatinous rats.
Gelatinous rats.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's
So,
a good monster.
Are they like
my
gummy
God.
bears but gummy rats
Oh, no. That would
that
be
deal
amazing.
acid damage?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh.
Izzy, anything else you would like to do?
And you stick.
Nope, that's it.
All right, Kurt, your turn.
Okay. There's people in the way.
They have bonuses.
Yeah. But can we move through?
We should be able to move
You
through
technically can move through allied spaces. If you stay right next to them, though, you're going to be squeezed, and it's going to be real tight.
it. Is that where the rats are? Is that 10 feet? It looks like it's 10 feet.
Yeah, it's 10 feet away.
Okay, well,
You just saw them.
Yeah.
They just saw the light. You blinded them
Mhm.
because of light blindness, and they are coming for you.
okay.
The condition is not blind. They're just surprised.
They just blinded.
The condition is surprised?
Yeah.
No, not that surprised.
If
We're
there's
surprised
space
too.
enough that I can get in front of Celestine,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You can. Yes, you can.
I'm going to rage and pull out my battle axe, my wood axe, and push past Usarker and Celestine and throw myself into the rats.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Go rat bashing.
Yes.
Ooh, Whiskers is gonna love this.
Right.
Oh no, Whiskers can probably
I'm gonna
take out
run
her own.
and, yeah, I think. Yeah,
Whiskers
I'm just
is
gonna
a
go.
rat chaser?
What? Maybe. We'll find out. I'm gonna go ahead and use my battle axe.
All right, go ahead.
Question for the DM. I see two rat swarms next to each other. Does it widen out into a 10-foot wide?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I had a 10 to hit.
A 10 hits.
Oh, good.
What kind of damage are you doing?
This is slashing. I assume it's an axe.
Okay.
That is going to be 7 damage.
All right. So as you take a swing, you notice that not all of it went through. You managed to catch a couple rats, but only a couple.
Yeah, because they move out of the way, I bet.
They scattered out of the way.
Swoosh in between them.
We
Okay.
get Molotov cocktails, Alchemist's fire, or, magic spells.
That would be nice.
I
But
don't
we
like
don't.
that in a 5-foot space.
Okay.
If only you had a wizard who knew fireball in this tight space.
That sounds like
If
a
only we had a
terrible
wizard
plan.
who'd be high
Yeah.
enough with a 3rd level spell for Fireball.
That too.
Anyways. Well, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Unless
Next.
Whiskers jumps out of my pack and starts attacking rats.
Okay. Some flavor attacks.
There.
All right, Celestine, it is your turn.
Okay. Kurt, did you attack the top one or the bottom one?
North or south?
North.
North? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, but you're just standing next to them.
Yeah, I went up
Where
to
they
it.
are at this point, it's now 10 feet across.
Uh-huh.
So he's standing in the 5-foot square right in front of.
Right in
A.
front of me and right in front of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to squeeze by Kurt, or Celestine's going to squeeze by Kurt, and she's actually going to occupy the space of the... They go for A or B, you guys?
South.
So
He took
Yep.
A.
Go to
Okay.
B.
I'm going to take on B. So I'm going to occupy B's space,
Okay.
and I'm... dropped my hammer, and when we got down into the caves, I actually took off my robe, so I'm now just wearing the chainmail I normally do when I'm in battle. So I dropped my the pole back in my original position, so it's still lighting the cave. I pull out my war maul, occupy the space, and I swing at them.
Go for it.
14.
14 hits.
Okay.
What kind of damage is this?
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning? Okay.
Yep. 9 damage.
Right. You also notice that you only caught a few of them.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Usarker, it's your turn.
Very well. Moving into the space recently emptied by... Actually, no. I will not move. I will leave that space for our beloved Isidore.
Thanks.
You can reach from far away.
Staying where I am, I reach out with my glaive and slash at some of the rats.
All right. Slash.
I got an almighty 13.
That hits. Yeah, that would hit. Okay. What kind of damage is this again? Slashing?
Slashing.
Okay.
And
And you said you're
varies-
going after A
Yes.
or B? Okay.
And I'm doing 8 damage.
Again, doesn't really seem to be doing much. Unfortunately.
Does anyone have anything that can spread out hit many at once. Maybe fire, maybe acid, maybe a toxic gas that sinks to the ground. In the meantime, it looks like if we can spread out and stomp on them, we can maybe be able to get a few extra. I'm using that as my tandem tactician for Kurt and Celestine. On Rat A.
I would do it for Izzy, because I'm attacking B right now.
Okay, fine. Izzy, Rat A.
Okay.
All right, you guys have advantage on your next attacks, right?
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Next up, Rat Group A. They are going to attack Kurt, because Kurt's right up in their grill.
Mm-hmm. All them
Alright,
grills.
so, first up, and they have advantage on you, correct? Or
Probably.
no? Did you do reckless attack or no?
I did not.
Okay, so it's a normal
No,
roll.
I only raged.
Does a 15 hit you?
It does not.
All right. They miss. They try to bite you, and Whiskers grabs a couple of them and... All right. Second group of rats is going to try and bite. It's going to move up to Celestine and try and bite Celestine. That is a natural 1.
Yay! Can I hit him?
Unfortunately, that's not a 5e rule.
Okay. Never mind.
All right. So they miss. They're blinded. There's oh my gosh. There's light. There's light.
A giant
So,
person just stepped
These
into their
aren't the
square.
rats of Nim.
They are not
They
the
are
rats
not.
of Nim. No. All right, Easy. It's your turn.
All right. So I am going to take Lord Pride's advice and use my crossbow to shoot at Group A of rats.
Okay.
Might I
Advantage.
suggest that if you moved in with your short sword, there's an open space there now, and you wouldn't have to worry about them getting cover against it.
Well, they don't have cover anymore since everyone else has moved up, right?
Nope, I'm in front of you still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Usarker's in front of
I'm in
you.
front of you,
Kurt's in
too.
front of A.
Okay, fine.
So
I
yeah,
will move
they
up.
still have lots of cover.
Okay, then I will move up.
Okay.
And
You can technically go in their spaces.
true. You know what? Let's do this. Okay, so I move up, and then I cast levitate, and then I also dropped my crossbow back when I first drop the crossbow and run up or whatever, and then when I get into the rat swarm, I levitate, and then I'll use my scimitars.
So is levitate a free action?
Oh wait, you're never mind.
Or a bonus action?
No, so never mind. I don't levitate.
Okay. So you're just gonna pull out a scimitar.
Well, I'm gonna grab out both my. Wait, I can't grab both my scimitars. I can only grab one. Okay. Yeah, I grab one scimitar
Okay,
and I slash at them.
perfect. You're going for A? You said
Yes,
you were
I'm going for A.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That is. Ooh, nice. That is 10 points of damage.
Okay. Good to know. Again, it doesn't really seem to do much, unfortunately. Is
Yep.
there anything else you would like to do?
No, I'm gonna save my action surge, and I can't do my offhand attack since I don't have my other scimitar.
All
Yet.
right. Next up, Kurt.
Okay. I'm going to stow my axe in that case. Or no, I'm just gonna kick them.
Okay.
Go in for some rat kicking.
All right.
For
Unarmed
some
strike.
unarmed strike.
You can do that as a barbarian.
I can do that. And I'm still raging. And I have advantage.
Yeah.
I'm specifically doing what Osarker told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. 14.
Yeah, that's a hit.
For 7 damage.
Wow. Okay. And you're A, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kicking the group A. Groupa.
Group Ah. All right. They're looking pretty hurt. Like the swarm is starting to dissipate. And they're starting to cower in front of you. Celestine.
Fear our wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay. It's probably okay. I was looking to see if I had anything that could hit multiple, but I don't think I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing again. on Group B.
Oh, Corn. Because I'm raging, I got +2 damage.
Oh, okay.
So, by the way.
So extra 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I will mark that in there. Thank you, sir.
All right. That was 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That is a 16 damage.
16 damage.
I did max.
Wow. Okay.
I rolled 2 6s and +4.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Swarm of Rats B, they are starting to look a little scared of you.
Okay. Yes.
It didn't do quite as much damage, but you managed to squish a few of them, and they're like, and they're like, they're starting to back up as well.
Okay. They want to
Usarker.
run. I will let them run.
All right, Usarker, it is your
All
turn.
Right. Would it be a action or a free action to use a knowledge nature check if there's anything that can be used to drive or scare these rats off?
Throw cheese over them.
I'll say it's a free action.
All right.
There are rules about it, but I'll say it's a free action.
In that case, I got
Thinking
an
it's a free
18.
action.
Yeah, I think-
Encourage it.
I got an 18 on my knowledge, on my nature skill check.
Okay, and what are you looking for?
I want to know if there's anything that we can do that would be an easy way of driving them off, since both of the groups are starting to look afraid.
Fire.
There isn't anything necessarily that will 100% drive them off, but based on your
do have a
nature
cat.
roll, you do have a cat.
Throw the cat at him. That actually might break it.
But you do know that they are, because they are a swarm, they have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. And yeah, there's anything that isn't those, minus a few immunities that you didn't roll high enough to get. Anything that isn't those 3 things will do full damage. Everybody seems to be doing only partial damage.
A torch. Hit him with a torch. See if they'll catch on fire.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think anybody has
Nobody
a
has
torch
torches.
because you have a glow stick.
I mean, we probably have one in our packs.
But it's not
because
lit.
you're right.
I'll go
You
ahead.
can
It would
take
take
an
an action
action.
to light it.
I'll go ahead and just slash at them.
Okay.
Since we don't have anything prepared. I am 9.
A 9 misses, unfortunately.
I'm going to use Tandem Tactician to aim Kurt and Isidore at A. Rats A.
All right.
That's the end of my turn.
It is the Swarm of Rats' turn. Both groups, the ones that Kurt and Izzy were going after, they are dwindling in number, and they are very, very scared, and they are going to run away. Kurt, technically Celestine, and Usarker, do you have 10-foot reach? Or you moved up, right?
No, I did
You
not
did
move
not?
up, but I do have reach, so they are in my threatened area.
So yeah, you 3 can take an attack of opportunity. Actually, Izzy, you can too, because you were going after B as well. A. So, if you want to take an attack of opportunity on these rats that are running away, you're more than welcome to.
Nope, I'm fine.
No.
I'm just
The
going to
rats.
allow them to leave.
All right, they scurry away. Buh does the same thing.
Okay.
They're like, they look like, man, we didn't sign up for this. We just wanted food, and they just run away.
Okay.
They were just normal rats and not like magical rats, right? We could
Correct.
tell.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
do you want to do an Arcana check?
Sure.
Go
They
for
weren't
it.
glowing purple.
I know they weren't
or
glowing. They weren't
a
unusually
spike and-
sized.
They didn't
That's
shoot
a
lasers.
4.
They are most definitely dragon rats.
Oh.
They have fire breath, and if you touch them, they will electrocute you.
Guys, it's a good thing those rats ran away. They would have like electrocuted us or something. Something awful. I can just tell.
I
Celestine's
didn't
like,
get electrocuted.
Celestine's just going through her head like,
Not
this
that they
sounds like
did.
something I would have told my kids.
Well, that was mighty kind of them not to go electrocuting us.
I agree. Let's press on. We need to go protect this mill from the raiders. Yeah.
Let's see what we can do about this grill here.
Yes, let's leave this one
Onward,
fire-breathing, electrocuting monster for another fire-breathing, electrocuting monster.
Yes.
I want to. Oh wait, no, I don't have the keys. You have the keys for the
I do.
the gate. I don't know if that's gonna open regardless of keys.
If it doesn't open, then we'll have to go back and request a battering ram.
So
I have
as
a
you
hammer.
guys- yeah, so as you guys approach that grate, it looks like a sewer outlet. If you would have been walking by, you never would have guessed that this was a secret tunnel.
Okay.
Secret tunnel.
I was waiting. I've been waiting all night for someone to sing that, and
It was
it
definitely
took
going
so
through
long.
my head earlier. But you all were talking, so that was the perfect opportunity.
As you guys look at the lock for this grate, it's rusted, it's old, and it looks like it might take some effort to turn that key.
Anyone have oil?
So like a strength check.
Somebody
More like a
call
dex
for a
check.
strength check.
More like a dex check.
So by
Or a
effort,
dex
we mean
check.
You might need to.
finagling.
Oh,
yeah, I
yes.
was like, I could turn it. It just might break.
Do you need my thieves' tools?
You can do thieves' tools if
do
you so
that.
desire,
I do
or you
have-
can just use the
We
key.
have the
Let's
key.
just do the key first.
Try that.
Let's try the key.
Okay.
Less effort, hopefully, by a little bit.
I look at it.
Yeah, like the mechanisms are a little
I-
out of place. They're rusted.
Isidore, not to imply anything, but you seem like you'd be better suited to this.
I will take the key. I'm like, okay. And I will
She's really good with locks.
That's what I didn't want to imply.
You said it.
okay. I help people find their lost things. Like,
Of course you do.
it's my side job. So I take the key and I will put it in the lock, and I will like look to make sure that like there's nothing obstructing the lock, and if I notice that there's anything that's stuck or whatever, I'll actually like
Try to clean it out.
yeah, I'll try to clean it up. Maybe like take some of my spare materials for like jewelry, like wire and stuff like that, like help scrape off some of the grime or whatever that might be stuck in there that would act as an obstruction to get the key in there, and then see if the key will fit in all the way before I start to try and turn it.
All right, go ahead.
Right. And this is just a normal dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Okay.
It is not acrobatics, unfortunately.
You
Slight-
dance
sleight
around the
of
key.
hand.
This one specifically calls for a straight dex check.
Okay. That's a 6. Rolled a 2.
That's bad.
Do I get advantage for all of my inspecting of the stuff?
I could
At
give
this
you
point-
advantage for tandem
Yeah,
tactician.
at this point, I would say no.
Okay.
It's turning your here, and you try to push some mechanisms back into place, and it's not budging.
Okay. I'm going to remove the key.
Okay.
And I'm going to clean it out again
Okay,
and try and reinsert the key.
go ahead.
Okay. Can I roll with advantage?
Yes.
If I give her, say, some oil, could that be considered helping?
The mechanism itself has rusted, and some of the stuff are out of place, so oil wouldn't necessarily work because the mechanism itself is out of...
As a trained smith with knowledge of such things, could I know where to apply oil in order to help?
Or
Go ahead and...
Or pressure or something, yes.
What kind of knowledge check
Or
would that be?
a well-placed hit.
I'm hoping that it's intelligence plus smithing tool proficiency.
Yeah, I would say yes, that would be it.
Can I take 10 on this, or do I have to roll?
If you take 10, it's going to take 10 minutes of you guys
yeah,
sitting there.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that is a
Not a 10?
11. Is that good enough to assist?
That is good enough to assist, so you do get advantage.
Okay.
I rolled a 5. Slightly less than
Oh,
10.
good. I needed
Oh.
that. Okay, so that is a 23.
Oh.
for other dice.
So
it's a
with the
4.
help of Usarker, and he's kind of coaching you, he's like, oh wait, that part's a little rusted, and he kind of like sticks his finger in there and kind of shifts the gear out of the way. You do eventually open it up, and you hear and you
That's
are
the
able
sound I
to
like to
open
hear.
up the grate.
And I remove the key and hand it back to Lord Pride.
Yeah, just out of game information. If you would have rolled a 5 instead of a 6, the lock would have broken. And the key would have broken as well.
Oh my goodness.
And then Celestine would have been wailing
that
out
would
with
have
a
been if I
hammer.
rolled a natural 1, guys.
Oh, okay. And we would have all thought it was because it was a natural 1.
Uh-huh.
It would work.
Yeah, you had to do 5 or higher.
Oh, boy.
This is one of those things where the rules say that on a 5 or lower it breaks and does all that. But on a natural 1, maybe the metal lock also explodes. And like a shard of metal embeds itself in your skin and irritates you for the next week.
Yeah, somehow, yeah, you rolled a natural 1. Somehow it exploded. I guess there was an explosive on this thing. That's what was keeping it from
awful.
turning.
Oh, darn.
Thank goodness
Okay.
that didn't happen.
The gate's
Okay.
open.
Do we want the light extinguished so we aren't a target?
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
It's
Night,
night,
right?
right?
The
Yeah,
middle
so
of
at
the
this
night.
point, you guys would have gotten
Midnight?
to the keep around, I
8 p.m.? 9 p.m.?
I think it was more like 9 p.m. based on, some
2
wonky
hours.
time that I vaguely remember. So at
Mm.
this point, it's probably around 11:30
Okay.
In the evening.
in the evening.
So,
We will
is
not.
there a moon out? Can
Yeah.
we see without
how
light?
dark is dark?
Yeah.
'Cause it
Yeah,
can
you
get
if
really
you guys
dark.
walk around, you do have low light. You can see things. You can see bushes. You can see trees. The moon is not. It's not like completely dark out there. The moon is fine. You also have a dragon every once in a while shooting out electricity, which is kind of lighting up the town a little bit.
There we go.
So
But let's
And
not
there's
draw
fires.
attention to ourselves with light, since we can see well enough.
If
So,
we need
on
to,
the other hand, the cultists undoubtedly need light as well. Perhaps if we mimicked whatever light sources they have.
a torch?
Do we see
Yeah, there
any
are torches out
cultists
there.
running around right now?
you know, what? Go ahead and make a perception check on that.
Okay.
Everybody or just Izzy?
Anybody who wants to look outside.
7.
8!
Oh,
18.
God.
Roll a 9.
18.
9.
Yes, we got
Midnight.
7, 8, 9.
Wow. When your powers combine.
We become the ultimate number joke?
Yes.
Oh.
So, you three, Celestine, Kurt, and Izzy.
It's dark.
You're just so excited that the door
Wait,
got
is that
open.
natural lightning or the dragon? I can't tell.
Oh, no.
There you go. Usurker, on the other hand, just as they're stepping out, you hear. And then you hear like very faint splashing.
Uh-oh.
I shush the party
I turn out the light.
and I watch in perfect stillness, my black armor blending into the black water. I'm waiting to see if they have any sort of light that they carry with them in order to see.
They actually do. They have a couple torches. And as they come around the corner, you do notice that there are 2 hooded figures and 6 kobolds walking around. And as they get closer, you hear, "Man, I don't think anybody's out here. Why aren't we with everybody else? I saw some people carrying a cat. That was kind of cool. And
I wonder
that
who that
golden
was."
goose thing, that was awesome." And another one says, "Yeah, I just wanted loot. Why am I here? I thought we would be done by now. I gotta get home to my family, man." And you hear a cultist say, "Quiet, you two. That's enough. We are looking for anybody else who may be in this vicinity."
So I think that Usarker is not going to move and is going to remain in perfect stillness and quietness. I don't know what the rest of the party's going to do, but that's what I'm doing.
Izzy is like blending into the rock as much as she can.
Mm-hmm. Do we need to close? Yeah, I guess leave the door open.
I assume that we are like
I
in
know.
the in the doorway of it
Okay.
in process when this happened.
I'm not moving.
You're not moving?
I feel like if I move, I'm just gonna make it worse. So I'm just not gonna
Yeah,
move.
I'm gonna pull out my get my axe ready in case.
You're hiding in plain sight.
All right, go ahead and do a stealth check.
Yeah.
You're holding your breath.
Is this?
Oh, Izzy
I
is
got a
definitely
9.
holding her breath because she doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
guys. I wear heavy armor.
You get disadvantage,
Oh.
I
right?
have a
You
-2.
You
Crit,
get
Kayla,
disadvantage.
If this is the time to crit.
Did you crit the wrong way?
Did you get negative?
No, I didn't. I got a 0.
That's not negative.
It's
Zero.
not negative.
I got a 5.
We are not.
Because I also
not
have disadvantage in
guys.
heavy armor.
I was hoping we didn't
22.
have the 5.
My not breathing worked.
Kurt, what'd you get?
A 9.
Our party has strengths. Our party has weaknesses.
Our party has strength.
This is it. Yep.
Physical only.
About it.
All right, so you hear them talking a little bit, and there's a pause, and the cultist says, "Yeah, nobody's down here. Let's go back." And
I imagine
you start
one of us
hearing them
slips
going
into the river and goes sploosh.
I mean, maybe they thought it was another kobold.
Must be frogs or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. Rats.
yeah,
Definitely
so
rats.
We rolled so badly. Did we hear ourselves and how much noise we made?
You rolled so badly that you heard your existence in the cosmos, the ripples of energy that
dying.
your life has made in the cosmos.
Izzy
But they
is
seem to be
You're
moving
so
away
loud.
from
What's
you.
wrong with you?
Like an orc in full plate running downstairs
Yes.
Into a kitchen.
into a kitchen.
Might as well add to it.
And then a china shop.
And yes, and a China shop right next door.
So yeah, they just turned around. They said that nobody else was here, and they just turned around.
Huh.
And you hear the sounds moving away, and eventually you don't hear anything.
That's really strange, but okay.
After they
Yep.
leave, I'm going to say, that was odd, but we need to close and lock this gate.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Oh,
suggest
that'd be terrible
since-
that'd be terrible if they came in behind us.
And I suggest that since they are using light and we do not know the route or the path, we might as well bring out torches as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll pull.
True.
I'm
I
gonna
can pull a
pull
torch. Okay. Who? You and me hold a torch?
Yep.
Also,
Okay.
I handed you back the key. Can I get the key back so I can lock the gate after us?
I'm going to hand you the key.
Okay. And I will lock the gate after us. I'm assuming it's a little bit easier this time since we got it to work the first time.
Okay. Managed to lock it. You don't hear anything. What do you do?
Also, do you want the key back or do you want me to hold on to it?
Izzy,
Either
probably
way is
best if you
fine.
Hold on to that.
That's fine.
Okay.
You just hold on to it. That way I'm not constantly giving
I
it to
attach it to my belt with all my other jewelry.
All
Leave
the
it alone.
jingles.
you. Oh, good. It's hidden in plain sight.
No one's finding that key.
So as you guys start
Kind of
heading
hidden
your
by
way
some
down
Necklaces
to
and
the
stuff.
mill.
to the mill,
Let's go.
you hear shook, and an arrow comes shooting right at you guys, and
Yep.
you hear a bunch of cries of kobolds as they start coming out of the bushes, and they are surrounding you.
Cool.
Yep, trap.
Cool.
And that is where we're going to end our session. Hey everyone, this is Corin. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Power Word Crit. Stay tuned for more adventure on powerwordcrit.com or your favorite podcast streaming site. As we end this episode, please enjoy this PS.
Are you tired of the daily humdrum? Is your village overrun with kobolds and cultists? Do you ever just need to get away from it all? Well, come on down to Kurt's Loggin' Lodge and Flapjack House in the Sunset Mountains. We've got more excitements and entertainments than you can shake a 10-foot pole at. We got tree felling, log rolling, hatchet throwing, wrestling matches, wood carving, and even river rides for the kids. And if all that doesn't work up a cave bear's appetite, the sweet, sweet smell of Mama Connor's famous flapjacks and fixins will surely get you there. Good grub, good folk, and good times. Down at Kurt's Loggin' Lodge and Flapjack House in the Sunset Mountains.